There are 3 things that almost everyone is doing wrong to lose weight. The 3 things may actually cause you to gain more weight in the long run. Mistake number 1. Eating fat-free. The first thing a lot of people do is to assume they need to stop eating fat. This is completely wrong. Fat is a necessary part of a healthy diet, and some fats help you to burn body fat. When food companies take the fat out of food, they replace it with sugars and chemicals to make sure that the food still tastes good. These alternatives actually make you gain more weight. You are always better off eating low or full fat versions of products instead of fat-free. Mistake number 2. Exercising too much. It has been proven that you don't need to do hours of exercise to lose weight. In fact, workouts as short as 5 to 10 minutes have actually shown to be better. Exercising too much can be hard on your joints and even cause your body to break down your muscle for energy. Mistake number 3. Counting calories. Nobody wants to spend time counting calories they eat. The good news is that you don't have to. How much you eat is a lot less important than what you eat. Eating the wrong foods can have a dramatic effect on how efficiently your body burns and stores fat. It affects how soon you will become hungry again. When you eat the right food, your body continues to melt fat around the clock and keeps the craving at bay. So what's the right ways? There's a revolutionary diet program that tells you exactly what to do step by step, called the Flat Belly Code. It shows you how to rapidly burn pounds of stubborn fat without counting calories, without going fat-free, and without doing hours of exercises. Thank you for listening.
I want to let you in on a little secret. If you want to lose weight and get a flat, toned belly, like the ones you see in all those magazines, well, you need to eat more and exercise less. What? That's something you'll never hear from your doctor, no, or even most weight loss gurus. And I never thought in a million years that I'd be the guy to give you this advice. But in just a few minutes, you'll know without a doubt how you can eat and enjoy more foods than you can imagine, exercise far less than a high-priced personal trainer would ever make you, and see faster weight loss results than you ever thought possible. You'll never look at calories the same way again. Hey, in fact, after watching this short presentation, I guarantee that you'll never have to count even 1 calorie ever again. It's the very secret that I used to lose over 40 pounds and to keep it off while still enjoying some of my favorite foods and never even setting foot inside of a gym. It's also the frustrating reason why some people can eat whatever they want and never gain a pound, while the rest of us seem to gain weight just by looking at food. You know what I'm talking about. It's just not fair. Hey, I know, because that used to be me. And I'll tell you all about my embarrassing story in just a minute. But I'll also tell you the story about my friend Jill, who was one of the first people that I shared this with, and how after years of struggling to lose weight, she now refers to herself as a fit mom. Now, you may think you've seen everything when it comes to weight loss, but I promise you, you haven't seen anything like this. I'm about to show you something I discovered called the H factor, and how a simple hack literally forces your body to store less fat than it does right now, and it turns less of the food you do eat into fat. And finally, it puts an end to what I call the calorie conspiracy. I'll also show you how you don't need an expensive gym membership to get a slim, head-turning waistline. No, it sounds too good to be true, right? Come on, it sounds too good to be true? Well, that's what I thought too, until I saw the results. Again, this short video won't be up for long, so please watch it while you can. First, allow me to say hi. I'm Drew, and you may not believe it looking at me now, but I'm not a naturally lean guy. and I definitely didn't win any sort of genetic lottery. In fact, it wasn't that long ago that I was 40 pounds overweight and downright depressed. You know the feeling. I tried to eat right, I went to the gym when I could, but still I had a flabby belly that never seemed to get any smaller. I just figured that was my body type and that I just had to live with it. Well, one year, things took a turn for the worse. I just got a new job, and with that job came a lot of new stress. I didn't have the time, the energy, or the motivation to exercise anymore. I began to eat whenever I was hungry and whatever was available. Some days I didn't eat much at all until I got home at night. And for energy, if the 4 cups of coffee I had each day weren't enough, I'd have a Red Bull, a Diet Coke, or one of those 5-hour energies to keep me going. And my desk and car was littered with crumpled up peanut M&M bags. You know, the yellow ones? Well, they were like my kryptonite. I did this for almost 2 years and never gave it a second thought. The shock came one summer in late June. I just attended the wedding of one of my good friends, and I remember it like it was yesterday. We were all sitting around the table looking through the wedding photos, and I couldn't believe what I saw. I could barely recognize myself. I thought, was that really me? It was like I was looking at a different person. My suit looked 3 sizes too small, my belly was hanging out over my pants, and my face looked swollen and pale. And I couldn't believe how much older I looked than I actually was. I gotta tell you, I was so embarrassed. No one said anything, but I could just imagine what they were all thinking. What happened to me? How could I get like this? The truth of the matter is that I had gained at least 30 to 40 pounds in the last few years, and my health and energy levels had taken a huge dive. I was always tired, and I had no motivation to do anything. I'd been so caught up in the stress of my job that I didn't even notice the transformation that was happening. Seeing those photos, as embarrassing as they were, they forced me to make a decision that would not only change my life forever, but the lives of those around me as well. At that point, my confidence was totally shattered. Not only did I hate how I looked, but I knew my health was at risk too. Fat-related illnesses like diabetes and heart disease could be waiting for me right around the corner. Honestly, thinking about that made me sick to my stomach. I made the decision right there to not only never have to see another embarrassing photo of myself like that again, but to make sure I never, ever fell victim to any of these crippling fat-related diseases. I decided to get to the root of the problem. Why was it so hard to lose weight, but so easy to gain it? Have you asked yourself that question? Why? I began learning everything I could about nutrition, weight loss, body chemistry, and anything I could get my hands on that had anything to do with these fat-related diseases. I wanted to know the science behind it all, what was really happening in my body that made me get so fat and unhealthy so fast. I discovered a shocking report that revealed that over 40% of Americans have pre-diabetes without even knowing it, which is the last stage before the real thing. And it doesn't even take that much to be at risk in the first place. If you're just 20% over what is considered a normal weight for your height, well, you're at serious risk of developing any number of life-threatening conditions. At the same time, I did what most people do to try to lose weight. I tried to eat a lot less and cut out any fat. Whenever I had the option, I always went for the fat-free version of whatever I was buying. I even got back to the gym and did the occasional grueling 45 minutes on the treadmill. But to my surprise, my weight didn't budge. No, I actually gained a few more pounds. What was going on? How could I be eating less, exercising more, and still be gaining weight? I had no idea what was going on, but I knew I needed to get to the bottom of this fast. So I kept researching. I found that a lot of information on weight loss contradicted each other. Some things work for some people, but not for others. And it doesn't help that there's so much of what I call health hype out there. Health hype. You know, carbs are good, carbs are bad, fat is good, fat is bad. Come on. There are 1,000,001 diets out there telling you what to do. So who do you trust? I just wanted to know what works. I kept digging, and eventually I started to see some common patterns. There was one isolated thing that kept coming up in all the successful weight loss studies I looked at, It was something that I'd never given a second thought about initially. All of my research led me to something I call the H factor. I'd always thought losing weight was just about exercising and eating less. Well, that was my mistake. With this newfound knowledge of the H factor, I began to make some changes, and the results were almost instant. Within just a week of trying my new experiments, my pants were already fitting better. I was waking up with a clear head and more energy. I felt more active and healthy and actually wanted to get out there and do things instead of just sitting on my couch. And I didn't have that constant bloated feeling anymore. You know what I'm talking about? The answer had been right under my nose this whole time, but I just hadn't seen it. Not only that, but I would never touch any food marked as fat-free ever again. And I'll explain why shortly. I was really surprised that more people didn't know about this. So much of the weight loss advice that I'd gotten, even from my own doctor, was completely wrong. After making these simple changes, the weight started flying off. I lost over 40 pounds, and I was in better shape than I'd been in 10 years. One day I was getting dressed and I happened to catch a glimpse of myself in the mirror. I couldn't believe what I saw. Were those abs? Did I have abs? I had to double check to make sure the lighting in the room wasn't playing tricks on me. I was running my fingers over the tight muscles like they weren't even mine. After struggling with my weight for most of my life, I finally had a tight, toned belly, something I never thought I'd have. And the best part is that I was actually enjoying my life now. This wasn't some crazy restrictive crash diet I was on where I had to starve myself or take away all my favorite foods. No, I didn't have to worry about being some grocery store detective checking labels of everything I bought. No, I didn't have to reorganize my life to fit around this way of eating. I could do it. Even with my hectic schedule, I could do it. I knew that this was something I could easily do for the rest of my life. My friends were even complimenting me on how great I looked and kept asking me what my secret was. I can't tell you how good that felt and how much confidence that gave me. I was like a new man. I had finally cracked the weight loss code. And the best part is that anyone can do it. In fact, when my good friend Jill saw that I'd lost so much weight, she cornered me one day and told me that I'd better spill the beans. You see, she'd just given birth to her second child and had put on a lot of weight during the pregnancy. She was trying as hard as she could to lose weight, but nothing was working. She was telling me how embarrassed she was by her pear-shaped body and how frustrating it was that she couldn't lose weight. She even leaned in and whispered that she was afraid that her husband wasn't as attracted to her as he used to be. All she wanted to do was just feel good when she looked in the mirror and have the energy to be active with her husband and kids. Well, I shared my similar frustration with her and what I had learned. Honestly, she didn't believe me at first. She said it sounded too simple, but I convinced her to just give it a try. Within a few weeks, I got an excited phone call that I could barely understand. It was Jill talking a mile a minute. She'd just gotten back from the department store where she had bought new clothes. Turns out her old clothes were getting too loose on her. She was telling me how excited she was and how what I had told her was literally changing her life. And how soon she said she was going to be a fit mom just like she wanted to be. Well, I ran into Jill and her husband about a month later, and I couldn't believe what I saw. Jill looked happier than I'd ever seen her, and she was wearing these tight, form-fitting clothes that she would have never worn before. Her husband even pulled me aside and gave me a pat on the back. Apparently, Jill's new body and confidence had added a spark to their bedroom activity. I had completely changed not only my life, but Jill's life as well. So you see, I've been in the trenches, just like you may be now. I totally get it. I get the frustration and embarrassment of being overweight. I get the disappointment of trying as hard as you can to lose weight and still not seeing any results. I get the fear of never being able to lose the weight and falling victim to a life-threatening illness like diabetes or heart disease. Or the fear of losing weight and then gaining it all back. Ugh! What I'm trying to say is that if Jill and I can do this, you can do it too. Before I reveal my surprising discovery, I need to share with you what the real problem was. I thought it was just that I was eating too much and not exercising. But you know what? That wasn't the problem. The problem was much bigger than I thought. Throughout all my research, I discovered something truly shocking. Did you know that when we're born, our bodies are pre-programmed to be fit and healthy? But as we get older, we're reprogrammed to gain weight. I call this the calorie conspiracy. Certain foods you eat can make your body want to consume more calories than your body needs. And even worse, these foods make your body store those calories as fat instead of using them for energy. You see, what you eat can alter your core fat-burning biology and even change your eating behavior. And the even scarier thing is that the recommendations that we get from health organizations like the USDA actually tells us to eat these biology-altering foods that make so many of us overweight and unhealthy. For the past 40 years, the food and health industries have been making it harder and harder to avoid the very foods that make and keep us fat and unhealthy. So not only are we told to eat the foods that make us fat, but we're surrounded by a healthcare and food industry that reinforces those recommendations. So why would they do this? Why? Because it makes them billions and billions and billions of dollars from hardworking, health-conscious consumers just like us. The unfortunate truth is that the healthcare and food industries are big business, and to be honest, they're more concerned with making money than our well-being. So I want you to realize that if you are struggling with weight loss, hey, it's not your fault. So please don't blame yourself. Blame the greedy food companies, the confusing diet gurus, and the doctors that don't know anything about nutrition. Blame the personal trainers who've never been overweight a day in their lives, so they don't know what it's like. Blame the government, whose very job it is to keep you safe and healthy, yet tells you to eat the foods that make you fat and sick. Just don't blame yourself. That's the truth of the matter and why weight loss is so confusing. The important thing is that the sooner you realize this, the sooner you can get on the right track. And getting on the right track is not just about losing weight. It's about adding years to your life by preventing many of the crippling fat-related illnesses like diabetes, heart disease, and even some cancers. It's about having the energy to get through your day or to play with your kids. It's about being happy and confident when you look in the mirror. It's about looking and feeling 10 years younger than you actually are. It's about knowing what to eat without having to Google it. It's about not feeling trapped inside your own body. It's about finally getting the freedom to get out there and enjoy your life. I'm going to show you exactly how to break free and not be a slave to all this health hype anymore, and how this mysterious H factor holds the key. Plus, I'm going to give you 3 important tips you can use today, right now, the moment this presentation ends. So what is this mysterious H factor that I keep referring to? Well, it turns out that weight loss has nothing to do with calories, but everything to do with hormones. There are specific hormones in your body that control how much fat you store from the food you eat, and how much of that fat that your body burns for energy. Now, there are also hormones that control your hunger and energy levels. Once you figure out how to tap into these hormones, they work for you instead of against you. Imagine the power of being able to turn on and off these hormone switches that control fat burning, fat storage, energy levels, and hunger. Well, that's exactly what I figured out how to do. The problem that most of us have is that some of these switches are stuck in the wrong position. And the shocking thing I discovered is that it's all that food that you're being told is healthy that's causing these switches to get stuck. So no matter how little you eat or how much exercise you do, as long as these switches are in the wrong position, well, you'll always struggle to see results. I'll show you exactly how to gain control over your hormones and turn these switches on and off in just a moment. But first, I want to tell you the number one thing that you need to avoid. Number one of the biggest mistakes people make when they want to lose weight is they buy foods labeled fat-free. You need to avoid fat-free foods at all costs. The reason is that fat tastes good. So when food companies take the fat out of products, they replace it with other ingredients to make sure it still tastes good. These other ingredients cause your hormone switches to get stuck in the wrong position, preventing any fat loss efforts no matter how healthy you think you're eating. And they increase your cravings, making you ravenous throughout the day. It turns out fat is actually good for you. In fact, fat is a necessary part of a healthy diet, and certain fats can even speed up weight loss. Now, I know this seems weird, but eliminating fat-free foods can help you lose more weight and cut down on your cravings. Not to mention, you'll save a heck of a lot of money. So, then what are you supposed to eat? What? I'll get to that in a second. Now, the next thing I want you to do is to stop thinking that you need to go work out like an Olympic athlete to lose weight. You just don't need to do that. In fact, shorter workouts, and I'm talking 5 to 10 minutes, are more effective at making these weight loss switches much easier to turn on and off. I was so used to going to the gym for hours on end, yet still seeing my big belly every time I looked in the mirror. It wasn't until I discovered a short series of exercises that I could do in just 5 to 10 minutes at home that I really started to see results. And the best part is that because the workouts were so short, they were so easy to fit into my busy schedule. I even discovered that there's an optimal time each day to do these workouts when your hormones are the most receptive. I'm about to share these exact workouts with you. The last thing I want you to do is stop counting calories. One of the most important things that I learned on my weight loss journey is this. It's not about how much you eat, but it's about what you eat. And how the foods you do eat cause a chain reaction, turning your hormone switches on and off, which causes your body to either store the food you eat as fat or to use it for energy. This is why you can eat far less calories than someone else, and you'll still gain more weight than them. It's why you continue to gain weight even when you think you're being healthy. Once you understand how to control your hormones, you'll be amazed at how easy weight loss is. And this information is something you can use for the rest of your life. Through my experience and my discovery, health and fitness became a passion of mine. Now that I had a proven system that worked, I made it my mission to get it into the hands of as many people as possible. I've laid out everything that I've learned in detail, my entire program, step by step, and I call it the Flat Belly Code. The Flat Belly Code. It's the proven way to get a flat belly without counting calories or cutting carbs. Even if you think you have bad genetics, if your weight feels like it's out of control, if you don't think you have enough time in the day, even if you're on a tight budget, or you've tried diets in the past where you failed or just gained all the weight back, even if you think you've tried everything, this will work for you. So how do I know that? Well, because those were all of my excuses. Before I go any further, though, let me warn you what this program isn't. Unlike most diets, this has nothing to do with counting calories, and you won't have to stop eating carbs. You don't have to eat any weird, expensive foods that you can't pronounce. You don't have to go vegan, dairy-free, gluten-free, or anything crazy like that. You won't even have to cut back on fat. In fact, you'll probably be eating more fat than you think you should. Oh, also, if you're looking for some magic pill, some expensive supplement, or a fad diet, hey, you won't find it here. If you want to just jump on the latest diet craze or try a diet that'll just continue to add to your calorie confusion, well, then this is not for you. And while weight loss is never easy, trust me, I know, what I have done is use everything I've learned to make weight loss as easy as humanly possible. This is a complete done-for-you, take-you-by-the-hand weight loss blueprint where I show you exactly what to do, what to eat, and why it works so well. If you want to get a slim, sexy waistline, if you want to look and feel 10 years younger, if you want to have more energy to tackle your day or be active with your kids, and not have to worry anymore about losing years of your life to hidden killers like diabetes and heart disease, then this program is for you. Inside the Flat Belly Code program, you'll get everything you need to instantly flip your hormone switches on and off. Here are just a few of the unique things that you'll discover. On page 7, I talk about how it's more than likely that the breakfast you ate this morning is training your body to store more fat than it should. Not only that, but it's changing your body's chemistry. It's making you more vulnerable to sickness and many life-threatening diseases. I tell you why everything you know or have been told about weight loss is wrong, and how your current healthy way of eating is a recipe for metabolic disaster. This was one of the most shocking things I discovered. On page 10, you'll learn exactly what these hormones are and why they're so important to weight loss, and exactly how these switches work. Did you know that we're all born to be thin with all these switches preset to the right place? And it's the environment around you that causes the switches to get stuck in the wrong position. I used to think that I was born to be fat. Understanding these switches is life-changing. I promise you that you'll never look at weight loss the same way again. On page 12, I explain the biological reason for yo-yo dieting and why most diets almost guarantee that you'll gain all of the weight back and more. On page 13, you'll learn about the number one ingredient that's hidden in so many foods that makes and stores fat in your body. If you do nothing else but just avoid this one ingredient, you will lose weight. On page 14, I explain why carbs are not the problem and why people in other countries like France, Italy, and Japan can eat bread, pasta, and rice and still stay so thin, healthy, and free from disease. On page 18, I show you a simple way to instantly identify foods that turn your hormone switches on and off. You'll know exactly what delicious foods help you burn belly fat and what foods you need to avoid at all costs. Hey, it's a real eye-opener when you see how many of the foods that you think are healthy are actually causing you to gain more weight. Oh, on page 19, I show you the shocking reason why eating more fat can actually help you lose fat. Hey, I know, I was totally confused by this at first, but it'll all make sense, perfect sense, after reading this. On page 20, I show you how to kick cravings. Did you know that sugar is more addictive than cocaine? I'll show you how to beat your cravings for good and no longer be a slave to those peanut M&Ms. On page 22, I show you how to cut your exercise time by 75% and get better results, and how doing 5 to 10 minutes of exercise at a very specific time of day is 3 times more effective than doing 45 minutes at the wrong time. On page 24, I show you step by step how to follow the program A to Z to get the same amazing results that I and so many others have achieved in just a few short weeks. Now here's what's really great. You don't have to wait more than a minute to get this revolutionary system. In fact, you'll have it in just a few seconds. I've made it so you can download the entire Flat Belly Code program instantly and start using it immediately. You don't have to wait for something to come in the mail. And this isn't some giant weight loss Bible that'll take you days to read. In fact, you can read it all in one sitting. I wanted to make this easy to read, easy to understand, and most importantly, easy to put into action. So that's why, for a limited time, I'm also including some amazing bonuses to make sure that this is the last weight loss program that you will ever need. The first bonus I'm going to give you is my 28-day Flat Belly Code meal plan. You're getting meal by meal all the foods you need to eat to flip your fat-burning switches to the right position. The meal plan includes over 40 recipes that taste great, they take under 10 minutes to prepare, and are perfect for anyone on a tight budget. Now, I created these recipes because I had so little time to cook. I wanted fast and I wanted simple. The recipes are easy to make for just yourself or your entire family. And they can easily be prepared beforehand and taken with you for those of you with a busy on-the-go schedule. Oh, and the best part is they taste great and they're satisfying. You won't ever feel like you aren't eating enough or sacrificing your favorite foods. The next bonus I want you to have is my No Excuses Workout Guide. Now, I've laid out all the exact workouts that I used to get the flat belly I never thought I'd have. They're not only quick and fun, but you don't need any fancy gym equipment, so you can do them in the comfort of your own home. I also give you tips and tricks to make these short workouts 3 times more effective than any regular gym workout. One of the reasons that I was so unmotivated to go to the gym was because I was so self-conscious of everyone looking at me. Can you relate to that? Honestly, it's embarrassing to try to be active as an overweight person. I knew I would never enjoy exercise if I always felt like people were staring at me and judging me. When I discovered exercises that I could do without having to go to a gym and saw that I was still getting great results, I started actually looking forward to my workouts, something that I had never experienced before. I put together all 35 of my quick fat-melting workouts into this bonus for you. And it's complete with exercise descriptions and illustrations so you know exactly how to do them. They range from beginner to intermediate and advanced, so there will be a workout for you no matter what level that you're at. Now, of course, you could close this page and continue down the path you're on right now, and you'd end up spending 10 times more than the small investment that you'll make today, and you'll still be wondering why nothing is working for you. You'll be wondering why your clothes are still tight and uncomfortable, wondering why you're still embarrassed to go outside and still not happy with what you see in the mirror. And you'll still be on a path headed towards weight-related illness like diabetes and heart disease, which could steal years from your life. You'll still be struggling to lose weight even though you think you're doing everything right. Look, I know what it's like to be overweight and to be desperate for a solution, desperate for something that actually works. So I wanted to make this program as accessible and affordable as possible. For a limited time only, you're going to get it all. The entire Flat Belly Code System, my ironclad 8-week money-back, no questions, no hassles guarantee, plus the bonus 28-day meal plan and no excuses workout guide, all for only $37. Now that's a one-time small investment of only $37. It finally sets you free. And with the money you'll be saving on groceries, you'll make that money back in your first trip to the supermarket. Not to mention all that money you would have wasted on an expensive gym membership that can now be spent on new clothes or anything else you want. And just to make sure you have absolutely no risk whatsoever, I'm going to give you a triple money-back guarantee. Triple money-back guarantee. First of all, if you don't see the results that you want within a full 60 days, 2 months, I'll give your money back, no questions asked. Second, if you find that this is too hard to follow or you just can't do it, even though I've made it as easy as humanly possible, I'll give your money back, no questions asked. And third, if your buying experience is nothing short of exceptional, I'll still give you all your money back, no questions asked. Click the order button below that says, yes, I want to lose weight today, and you'll get everything we've just discussed for only $37. Now, if everything I've said hasn't gotten you excited to click that buy button, I've got a special super bonus just for you. I was going to leave this as a surprise for you after you purchase, but I just had to tell you what it is. For a limited time, I'm also going to include my flat belly smoothies. Sometimes you're in a rush and you need a healthy meal in minutes. This book has over 40 custom designed smoothie recipes that you can use to replace any meal that you want. Now, these aren't just any smoothies. In fact, did you know that most smoothie recipes that you'll find online actually turn your fat-burning switches into the wrong positions, even though they're full of fruits and vegetables? This is another example of how eating what you think is healthy can make you gain more weight. The smoothies that I've designed not only have enough calories to fill you up and replace an entire meal, but they also contain special ingredients and nutrient ratios to make sure that they flip your hormone switches to the right position and keep them there. And you won't find these recipes in any bookstore or online. Click the button below this video that says, yes, I want to lose weight today. And the moment you click that button, you're going to be taken to a secure checkout page that looks like this. Now, this page is 100% secure, so your information is safe. Now, you'll fill out your name and payment details, and when you click that button, you'll be taken to a download page where the entire Flat Belly Code program and all the bonuses will be available for immediate download to your computer, tablet, or smartphone. Now remember, if you don't take action today, right now, you risk never getting the body you want. You'll most likely gain even more weight as you continue eating all the wrong foods that you're being told are healthy. You risk cutting years off your life as your body grows fatter and sicker. You risk never having the energy to keep up with your family and friends. You risk never being able to truly get out there and enjoy your life as you were meant to. Imagine how great it'll feel to finally have your life back. Imagine this with me. You're sitting right where you are right now. Right there. Just imagine with me. And it's a few weeks from now, but this time, your pants are looser. You can feel it. Maybe like my friend Jill, you just got back from buying some brand new clothes. You're feeling a new sense of confidence because you're starting to love what you see in the mirror every day. You have more energy than you've had in years, and your family and friends won't stop asking you what your secret is. And remember, I'm giving you all the tools that you need to create the person that you want to be, to break free from the emotional and physical prison that your body has become. And I've made this as easy as possible for you. So, the moment you download the Flat Belly Code program, I want you to read the special message I have for you on page 5. This will instantly reverse years of misinformation and diet confusion. And as you continue reading, you'll know that you've made the right choice as you feel the excitement of how amazing you're going to look in just a few short weeks. Remember, here's what you'll be receiving today when you click that button. You're not only going to get the main Flat Belly Code Core program that contains all the secrets I discovered and used to this day to get a flat, firm midsection, but you're also going to be getting a full 28-day meal plan of the exact fat switch flipping foods that you need to eat at every meal, and it's complete with delicious recipes that take just minutes to prepare and are budget friendly. You're getting over 35 fast, fun workouts that you can do in the comfort of your own home with no expensive gym equipment. These are the exact same workouts that I used to see my abs for the first time in my life. And I'll show you exactly how and when to do them. And you're getting over 40 of my specially formulated flat belly meal replacement smoothie recipes that you can use to replace any meal that you want. These are fantastic when you're in a pinch and need a quick meal that you can make in under 5 minutes and still flip all the right hormone switches. Now, if you're still watching this video, let me remind you, number 1, losing weight has very little to do with calories and everything to do with your hormones. This is the only program of its kind that shows you how to tap into those hormones and gain control over your fat-burning switches. Number 2, this is the exact life-changing system I and many others have used to lose 20, 30, 40 pounds and more, and it's been proven to work, and the sooner that you start, the sooner you can be free of all the health hype out there and finally be on your way to the body of your dreams. And number 3, the bonuses I'm including if you buy today, the 28-day meal plan, the No Excuses workout guide, and the flat belly smoothies are for a limited time only. So if you want to get them all for free, you need to act today, or else you may miss them. And don't forget that your purchase is 100% guaranteed. If you're unhappy for any reason within a full 60 days, I'll gladly give you every penny back with no questions asked. Now, at this point, you have a few choices to make. You could keep on the same road that you are right now. You could continue to gain more weight and become more unhealthy, wasting more and more money on expensive diet foods that only make things worse, never understanding why you continue to gain weight even when you think you're doing everything right. You're digging yourself into a deeper hole, a hole that you may never get out of. Maybe you're convinced that you can still figure out how to crack the weight loss code on your own. Hey, who knows? You may get lucky. You may succeed. And honestly, I hope that you do. Or you could do the only smart thing. You can choose to take advantage of the step-by-step weight loss blueprint that I've put together just for you. It's guaranteed to work. If you don't take action today, well, when will you? Look below this video right now and click the button that says, "Yes, I want to lose weight today." Hey, thanks for watching, and I can't wait to see you on the other side.